Crime Alley Comics. Sorry it's been a little while since I've done a video, but I've had a lot of things going on. I was intending to actually do a video of putting some of this 1/8 scale 66 Batmobile together, but I didn't have time. I tried to get a set up and it just didn't work out very well, so I just went ahead and built it. Or well, I don't have it all built because I don't even have all of it, but what I have got to this point I wanted to show you. I did show you early on that I had received the hood and a tire and some other things. I showed you that, I think, when I first got those and got them done. At this point I have completed the engine for the Batmobile, and this is it. As you can see, it's well, I hope you can see, it's pretty detailed. It's even got the spark plug wires and the fan belts, and they are rubber belts and everything on it. Almost everything is there. There's still a few pieces to go on it, but it's coming along pretty nice. So I wanted to show you that, and maybe I can get some time to figure out a setup to actually videotape while I'm putting the thing together, but we'll see. So tonight I also want to, well, I've got a couple things I want to talk about actually. One being the Batmobile engine, and I've got another. The next group is coming. I just got a notification today that they are sending the parts out, so I should have them probably within the next week. It's 6 more stages, and I think most of this one is the suspension for the front end. So I don't know at what point I actually will get other body parts for the car and so on, but I'm looking forward to getting all that. But I did stop at my local comic book shop today and picked up some books, and then I've got some other books that I had picked up you know, a few weeks ago that I hadn't had a chance to do a video on, so I'll just show you all of it. It's not a lot. So let me go ahead and show you the books I got. These are the ones I got today, and there's a little story behind this one, but my local comic book store, they have a lot of back issues and stuff, you know, but I went in there today because I had picked up, and I'll show you this first. I picked this up at an antique mall for like $1 or $2, and it is The Witching Hour. I think it's number what number is it? 13, yeah. Number 13. It's a Neil Adams cover, so that's the main reason I got it. And the funny thing is, the book's in real good shape until you look right up here where this corner is completely gone. But other than that, the book is actually in pretty decent shape. I mean, the cover looks really good except for that missing. But you know, I thought, well, for a couple bucks I can't, or $1 or $2, I can't pass it up. Well, anyway, I was in my LCS today, and I was looking around, and I decided I want to see if they've got that book. Well, they only had 2 books of The Witching Hour, and it just so happens that they did have this one. So this one is in pretty good shape as well. It's got, let's see, you can't really see, but just the corner of it's kind of bent over a little bit. But other than that, the cover's pretty doggone nice. So I was really glad to get that. And then they had this Witching Hour, and this one's in decent shape. It's got a spine roll, so I've got to do a press on it to get that spine roll out. But other than that, the cover looks really nice. There's no real creases or anything. There's a little bit down there at the bottom, but It's not very noticeable, so I was okay with that. And then another one I picked up today is Batman 148. And this is, who did this cover? If I can read it. Wu Char Lee. I'm not familiar with that name, but I do like the cover. And then I got Detective Comics 1085. That's a busy cover. It's kind of hard to even tell. There's Batman at the top of it, but it's kind of hard to tell what's going on there. I haven't been real impressed with a lot of the Detective Comics covers lately. And then I got Elvira meets H.P. Lovecraft #4. And I don't know which variant this is, but because they always come out with, 5 or 6 different books. And then today I picked up Space Ghost #1 by Dynamite Comics. I have to have my Space Ghost. And then I also picked up #2. And the last book that I picked up today is The Batman First Night. It's a little bit, it's like a magazine size book. This is #3. I don't know how many's in this series, but I'd say probably not too awful many more. So that's everything that I picked up today. Now this one I bought off of Amazon, and there's 2 reasons I got it. #1 is it's Creepshow #1. But the other thing is it's a Joe Hill book, which Joe Hill is Stephen King's son, and he wrote the stories in this book. Of course, well, maybe you don't know. Stephen King did Creepshow. The earlier Creepshows was Stephen King. And my wife is a huge Stephen King fan. She has literally every book that he's ever written. And so I picked this up for her because, well, 2 reasons I picked it up. #1, because it's Stephen King's son, and my wife loves his work as well. And also, this is a story about Wolverton Station, and as you can see, it's got a train on it. So that was another reason that I wanted it. So that's the reason we got that one. Now the next one, and I think I picked this up at the antique store, but this is Unexpected #186. Very nice looking book, and didn't pay a lot for it, just a couple bucks. And then this one is The Phantom. Of course, it's a King comic, and I don't see, well, unless this at the top is 139, but somebody's written it on there. But anyway, it's a neat looking little book. Somebody's got a little crazy with ink on it, would appear though. But other than that, the book is in really good shape. Now this one here, and I can't even tell you now where I picked this up at, because I don't remember. Me and my wife, oh, I know where I got it. Me and my wife went, they have a thing at the end of May, 1st of June, for like 5 days, called the National Road Sale, or the 40 sale. And National Road, or Highway 40, stretches between 5 different states. So they have yard sales all along 40 through all 5 states. Now, I didn't go that far, but I took last Friday off, and me and my wife went out just, you know, hunting, and I happened to pick this up at one of them. And me and my wife both are big fans of Bewitched. So yeah, and this is in really nice shape. The lady wanted 12 bucks for it, and I offered her 9 and she took it. So, but it's in real good shape, and it's from 1965. It's a 39-cent book, and I was just really surprised at how good a shape it was in. Okay, so that's all the books that I have for tonight. Now, one thing I want to talk about, and you guys know that, of course, I collect Batmobiles, and I've showed you several of my, well, I did a video on the Corgi, the 6 versions of the Corgi Batmobile, not long after I started my channel, and which that video has probably got more views than anything else I've done. But anyway, Corgi, back in like 2000, early 2000, come out with several Batmobiles, you know, except for, of course, the 66. They never brought it back out. They never have. Since I think 1982 was the last year for those, 1983 maybe, was the last year for the Corgi 66 Batmobile, and they've not had it since. Well, now there's something called, and you can see this on Facebook, you can find it on YouTube as well, but there is a Corgi model club. They have started reissuing the old Corgi cars from the 60s. And I bought, well, in fact, I've got it right here. And I think I showed you guys this not long ago, but I picked up the 007 from them. And you can see there, it's got the Corgi toys. This car is exactly like the one that came out back in the 60s. It's got the ejector seat, the roof opens up on it, and it ejects the person out of the passenger seat. It's got the shield that comes up in the back, the bulletproof shield. If I remember right, the license plate also rotates to show different license plates. So, and Corgi's famous for that kind of stuff. You know, their cars do all kinds of stuff. So the Batmobile, of course, I think I've showed you before, has the chain cutter blade that comes out the front. It shoots rockets out of the 3 tubes. The older, you know, the 60s, the 66 and 67 Batmobiles, the flame actually went in and out in the back as you rolled it. And what else did it do? I guess that's it. Well, anyway, so, you know, it had its little gadgets that worked, and the Green Hornet car, it had Britt Reeves in the back seat, and you could move him back and forth. He was hanging out the window with a gun in his hand, and like he was shooting. So you could move him back and forth, and, you know, I forget what else that one done. Oh, the little, the headlights came down in the front, and the machine guns come out, you know, just different stuff like that. But Corgi was famous for that kind of stuff back in the 60s and 70s. I do not have the Green Hornet car, but anyway, the reason I brought that up, and I've been, well, I bought that car probably a year ago, but I've been watching the new things that keep coming out and so on, and I got a notice in an email yesterday that said that they were coming back out with the 66 Corgi Batmobile. They're bringing it out in the original matte black, which they only made the first 6 months. And the reason they did that was because when the Batmobile was first created, And the first footage that was taken of it, video footage, the car was matte black and had white stripes. And if you watch the TV series, you'll see it show up at different times where they've done a pass by, and it's of the car when it was matte black with white stripes. And they put that into the show. You don't see it all that often, but it happens a few times. Anyway, when Corgi made the Batmobile, that's what they went by, so they made it matte black. Well, then they found out, like, the Batmobile is gloss black. Now, they never put the red stripes on it, but in '67, I think it was about 6 months later, they changed it over from matte black to gloss black. So, Corgi Model Club is coming out with the original matte black finish. That one's only available if you're a member of the Corgi Model Club, which I happen to be. So I will be able to get the matte black one, and then they're going to come out, I think next month, I think in July, they're coming out with the gloss black one for anybody to buy off their website. So next month you can get the gloss black, and it comes in the original style box that they had in '66. So, well, '66, I don't know, they had it for a few years. And it's a box that becomes a display, and you can set the Batmobile on top of it, and it's got this background and everything. So anyway, next month you'll be able to go to Corgi Model, well, it's called Corgi Model Club USA, I think. I'm pretty sure, because it's out of the UK, but there is the Corgi Model Club USA, but it's part of the same group. Anyway, next month you don't have to be a member to go and buy the gloss black, but you do have to be a member to get the matte black. So like I said, I am a member. I just became a member this week. But when you become a member, every month you get a different vehicle. And you can go in and actually change which vehicle you get, but So when you first start, though, you have to go in and for your first order, it has to be one of 3 cars, and you get them for $19.99 instead of $29.99, whatever. But anyway, so if you join the club, you'll get not a Batmobile, but you'll get a Corgi car every single month. If it was a Batmobile, I'd be okay with that if I got a Batmobile every month. But anyway, so you get one of their originals, from the 60s and 70s cars, a different one every month. And then when the matte black Batmobile comes out, I don't think you automatically get it. You can choose that one, though. So that's my plan anyway. And I think the matte black is supposed to come out in October. So got a few months to wait for that, but that's okay. So and I always loved Corgi cars. They had some really neat stuff. They didn't just do cars either. They done trucks and spaceships and different things like that too. I think they even they did the Yellow Submarine. So Corgi had the Yellow Submarine. There was a couple of different spaceships. I can't think of what they were from, but they done army vehicles, like tanks and trucks and stuff like that. But they did the Green Hornet car, which that one they're saying is probably going to be coming out before too awful long. They did the Monkeys Mobile. They did the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. They'd done a bunch of those cars. And the only one I ever got was the Batmobile, which was, my main concern. But I always wanted the Austin Martin from 007. Well, now I've got that, but I got it. It's new. I just got it from them a year ago. But they just now opened the club up, the model club up to people for people to subscribe, so that you actually are on a rotating basis getting cars every month. Kind of like this deal with my fan home Batmobile where I get parts every month. So anyway, I did want to bring that up, let you guys know about it, because you know, if any of you are like me, if you're, you know, in my age group, you know, Corgi toys and Dinky toys were a huge thing in the 60s and 70s. And so if you collected those as a kid and wish you could get some of those back, they have several available right now, and they keep coming out with more all the time. And they're all identical to what came out in the 60s, and they even come in the same package. I watched a video the other day of let me grab it again, of a guy that bought this, the 007 car, the Aston Martin, and he put this one up against his original that he got back in the 60s. The boxes are identical in size, in color. The artwork on them is exactly the same. The car itself is exactly the same. You know, all the same gadgets, everything about it is the same. So obviously Corgi never got rid of their molds and stuff, and they are manufacturing them once again, which I am tickled to death about because I love those things. And now maybe I can actually get the ones that I missed when I was a kid. But oh well, yeah, they made the Batcopter, they made the Batboat, they even made a Batcycle with Batman on it. Corgi did. I didn't get the Batcycle. I got the copter and the boat. I only have one Batcopter, but I think I've got 3 or 4 of the boats because they were different, you know, and I got a few different ones of those. And of course I've got every version of the Corgi Batmobile, with the exception of the different colored canopies, because a lot of them, the windshields or the canopies on them, some of them were purple, some of them were blue, some of them were green, some of them were clear. You know, and it wasn't necessarily, it wasn't like for a certain year or anything. The cars from the same year, some would have this color, some would have that color. So, you know, the biggest difference was they changed certain things about the body over the years. Like, for instance, the original had the flamethrower on the back, but it didn't have a tow hook on the back of it. It was just, you know, it was just like the real car, you know, with just the flamethrower out the back. And then they came out with the Batboat, and they had it on trailer. Well, Batmobile couldn't tow it because it didn't have a tow hook. So they actually came out with a plastic snap-on tow hook that you could put over the flame exhaust to hook the Batboat on to pull it. Well, it was kind of fragile. I actually have one of those. I actually have one of the old original tow hooks that you snapped on the plastic one. So then after that, they decided, well, we're just going to make the tow hook part of the flame exhaust. So they put that on there, and from there on, it had the tow hook on it. Anyway, a little history there. So, but anyway, but I wanted to share that with you guys because I'm really excited about it, and I know if any of my subscribers or anybody watching this video is a Corgi Batmobile fan, or a fan of any of the Corgi line, that should be some exciting news for you, and I wanted to share that with you. So anyway, I think that's all I have for tonight. And like I said, well, I'll show you this once again. This thing is phenomenal, and I'll tell you what's interesting about it. This engine is exactly like, now it's not exactly like the engine that was in the Batmobile, because they pulled the engine out, they pulled this engine out and put a 390 in the original 66 Batmobile before it went in onto the show. This engine is a 368 Lincoln engine, and I don't know if I can get it to where you can see it, but if you can see on the valve cover, it looks like a bird, like a T-bird would have on it. This engine looks exactly like the engine that was in the 1955 Lincoln Futura that the Batmobile was made out of. So the original engine that was in the car when it was built by Ford originally looked exactly like this one. And I checked pictures to see how accurate they were, and they done a phenomenal job of duplicating that engine that came in that car originally before it ever became the Batmobile, because once it became the Batmobile it had a 390 in it. So anyway, I'm sorry I keep rambling on about this stuff. It's really cool to me. So so anyway, that's all I've got. Hopefully it won't take me several weeks to get a video up again. You know, we've got our two booths going. We've had some issues with different things, and I've just had a lot of projects going on and stuff, and it's been nuts. Tonight I said, you know what, I'm gonna kick back. I ain't working on nothing tonight. I'm gonna do a video. And so here we are. Anyway, it is, well, actually today is June the 7th, which just so happens to be my youngest daughter's 35th birthday. So happy birthday, Heather, if you happen to watch this. So, you know, like I said, there's just been a lot of stuff going on, and I'm ready for a break. This is my break right here. I'm taking my break and doing a video. So anyway, once again, that's all I have for you guys tonight. Hopefully I'll have more very soon. And believe me, when that, well, I will say this one more thing. Since I joined the Corgi Model Club USA, the car I ordered is the Lotus, like Indy car from back in the 60s. So it's one of those that, you know, just the middle of it's kind of a tube, and it's got the big tires sticking out front and back. I got a note. Well, let's see, last night is when I actually signed up for the Model Club membership, and I got a notification today that that car is being shipped. So I should have that hopefully within the next week or so. And when I do get it, I'll do a video and show you that. I'll unbox it and show you the car. And if anybody that watches this video, or that video, I should say, had that car when they were a kid, they'll be able to see that it, you know, that it's the same thing it was back then. Anyway, now I'm going to let you go. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button. And if you like this video, please hit the like button. And okay, I'm sorry. I've got to update you on one more thing. I just happened to think of this. As you know, my friend Mark Rakup, who is the only man on the planet that is licensed to build the 66 Batmobile as a full-size replica. I told you several months ago that he's been working on a museum, and I've been going there and you know, helping him you know, with the construction inside the building and so on, and you know, helping him get the place ready. And then he had a little mishap with, I guess, with the city or whatever. There was a couple of things that failed inspection or whatever. One thing being he didn't have an architectural drawing of the building. He had to get that done. He had some electrical work they had to get done. Well, the electrical work is almost done. The drawing, the architectural drawing is done, and it's already been approved by the city. I think the only thing he has left is getting the electric finished up, and then there's just a few things to touch up, so to speak, in the museum. I'm going to try to go there. He's having a couple of work days not next week, but the Saturday after. Yeah, I think, yeah, not the 14th. Well, the 14th, not the 5th. Yeah, maybe it is the 15th. So anyway, he's having a work day like 3 weekends in a row on Saturday. So I plan on going at least one of those days to try to help get things finished up so that they can get that place open. And that 66 Batman Museum will be open hopefully within the next month or so. So anyway, and that is the only museum in the United States, or maybe anywhere, that is dedicated to the 66 Batman TV series. Now, that's not the only thing that's going to be in it. They're going to have other Batman stuff too. In fact, I've got a couple of things I'm donating, and they're not from the 66 series. I have donated a couple of things from the 66 series, but I do have an old, I think it's a McDonald's display for the Batman and Robin movie. And I don't know if you remember, but they come out with the glass cups that had the handle on it of Batman, Robin, the Riddler, and Two-Face. They had those 4 cups, glass cups, or glass mugs, I guess they are. Well, I've got the display. It's like, I don't know, about 4 feet wide, and it's got cups on it that are like, almost a foot tall. I'm donating that to the museum. I haven't taken it to him yet. And then I also have a mobile that I think was in Walden Books when the 89 Batman VHS came out. That was a display that they hung over the video area of the big Batman chest emblem oval. That thing's huge, and it's got several of them on it. I think I might be donating that as well, if I can find it. I know it's here, but I don't remember where I put it. But anyway, I got to try to dig that out, and I want to donate. So the next time I go over, which hopefully will be within a couple of weeks, I can take him those things to put up in the museum as well. Okay, now I'm done. But if when that museum opens, if you're a 66 Batman fan, you want to come see it, because it's 3-layer. No, I'm sorry. The museum itself is 2-layer. It's the ground floor and the basement. The basement is the Bat Cave, and he's got the atomic pile in there. There's a Batmobile parked in there. The bat poles come down. You can get, just to give you an idea of some of the things you can do in the museum, you can get a picture taken of you climbing up the side of a wall. So they've got this platform there where the buildings are laying on their side, and it looks like you're walking up a wall, but you're actually just walking across and pulling on the rope. Okay. Then they've got a theater in there that they'll be showing the Batman TV series and stuff like that. They have Bruce Wayne's study, where the bookcase is that opens up and you go in and slide down the bat poles. They have that. It's incredible. It's going to be incredible. So anyway, hopefully that'll be open in the next month, and hopefully some of you guys will come see it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. God bless, and we will see you all next video.